trust yourself, trust your instincts, go for it, give it a shot. Just like any other platform that you're considering going on, whether it's digital, maybe it's traditional, maybe it's radio, maybe it's TV, no matter what it is, take a look at it, give it a shot. You don't have to put millions of dollars into it. Put up a video, look up information, talk to us. We have people here that can talk to you, give you some tips and tricks on what to do. Just try it. Give it a shot, see what happens, look at your analytics, because I know you're a numbers guy. Look at the numbers behind it, and then be like, oh, okay, I think I see some potential here. And then from there, once you look at the numbers, it's all out the window from that point.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Lion's Den today, and I want to introduce Kyrus Westcott, an influencer on TikTok. He used that to really grow his brand. He's making money. On the Lion's Den today, we're going to talk about his story, his journey, why he picked TikTok, also how you can make money as a small business off of TikTok, not just national companies. Kyrus' story is one of fighting anxiety, depression, going through many stages of life with pain, anger, and coming out better on the other side. So I didn't ask Kyrus just to come on then today to talk about TikTok and being an influencer and being very good looking. Also the challenges that got him to where he is. And we're proud and happy to have Kyrus here on the Den today and to be part of our One SEO family. Kyrus, welcome to the Den. And you said nothing's off the table.
Nothing is off the table. I want people to know about me. I want people to know where I came from and how I am the way I am.
So, and full transparency, Kyrus has been with me for a little over 3 years now.
Going on 3 years, yeah.
Going on 3 years now. He's one of our social media experts. He does an incredible job on a lot of different platforms. So I'm actually excited to have Kyrus on here because I think he brings a unique vision to things like TikTok and social media where a lot of people don't see it when they're business owners, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, me, truthfully, you could have never sold me on TikTok, right? I hated it. I mean, anyone, you're watching the videos of me over time, you're like, this guy just hates TikTok for a reason, right? I'm sold now. I am. We're building the Lance Bachmann TikTok page. We're building the One SEO page, the M page. I'm sold. I'm seeing the results. It's like what sold me on Facebook 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So as soon as I see results and the register ringing for small businesses and medium-sized businesses, you'll have me, you'll get me. You also make money off of TikTok being an influencer.
Yes.
And not a small amount.
No.
And it's just going up.
It keeps going up. And I'm on the lower end, dude. I'm on the lower end, and I'm still making enough money to go on trips and do whatever I want to do.
So you grew up in Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Pretty good life, right? Your mom and dad, right? You had a mom and dad, not a single home. So tell me from the time you graduate school to what you did to how you get here to be literally probably, I'm going to say, and I'm not being arrogant here. I mean, I truly believe you're one of the top 10, 15 social media experts in the country. And we're fortunate to have you here. So I have no problem labeling you that because I've seen the results you drive people.
Yeah, man. I am very blessed to have had the life that I've had. My parents supported me. My friends supported me. My entire family supported me. I have had a really, really good life. And I think that's one of the most important things to realize is that even though some people have had these really decent lives, there can still be a battle of some sort that they handle on the inside. And that's one of the things that I started to experience after I graduated from school. So I went to Rider University.
Okay.
When I graduated in 2011, that's when the fear started to kick in for me. I'm an adult now. What am I going to do? Am I doing the right track? Am I going the right way? Am I doing things the right way? And that's when I started to just feel these things inside of my body that I could not control. And there would be times, no lie, that I would end up on my kitchen floor, Lance, crying. I wouldn't know why or how or what to even do about it. And then 5 seconds later, I'd be okay. And I got to a point that I'm like, I can't, something is wrong. And that it was at that point that I realized that I had to do something, that there were things, there were paths that I had to take, there were things that I had to do to take my life up to the next level and battle this and fight this. I've had a good life. There are people out there that have good lives, but are still battling things on the inside. And that's one of the messages that I want to get across to people.
I mean, I'm assuming it's anxiety, depression, right?
Yes.
And I know you got Vibe with Kai, you're a positive guy. I mean, you're a TikTok influencer, we're getting all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, and my brother Fred always says to me, Lance, you don't understand mental illness or depression because you never had it. It could be chemical imbalance.
Yes.
And as men, I think we get labeled.
Yes.
I hate to say it, if somebody asked you, is Lance a strong man, you'd probably say yes right away, Kyrus, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But not everyone can handle everything the same way. You're a strong guy. I got to know you. I've liked you. We have very different views on some things, but
Yes.
I know you're a good man.
Yes.
I know, I say it to anyone, I say Kyrus is one of the best men you'll ever meet. Is it hard, though? Was it hard for you to come out and say, I'm dealing with this? Because I know people that are dealing with it, and it seems like it's a brutal, brutal thing.
Yes. And here's why. I grew up playing basketball, football, baseball, and as you're growing up, you're taught, boys don't cry, men don't cry. Suck it up, throw some dirt on it, right? At the time, obviously, like I can't be upset if something happened on the field. I can't be upset. Oh, I dropped the ball, right? No, suck it up, go. Oh, I hurt my leg. Suck it up, go, right? And you grow up, and that it's that constant pressure to always live up to these expectations and to be a certain way that as men, sometimes we get to a point that's just instilled into our brain. And then we get really confused when all of a sudden we start to feel these things that we were told that we're not supposed to feel. And then we start to feel it. And people will say, men are not supposed to cry, but it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel the way that you feel. Whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're feeling, it's okay. You can acknowledge it, you can learn from it, and you can grow from it. And you can become a better person. You can help other people by just talking about it. You can grow from it. And that's one of the big things that I always try to push.
I gotten to know you because before the pandemic, you'd be one of the late people in the office. As you know, I'm here normally late if it's not wrestling season. And we got to talk about some of the challenges. That's how I got to know you personally.
Yes.
You knew I didn't talk to my father ever in my lifetime, except for when I was younger for a few years. And you went through some challenges with your father. Did that add to your anxiety?
Yes.
Or it did?
Yes, 100%. So my mom and dad got a divorce later in my life. So I was 28, 29 years old when that whole process began. And you would think that as an adult that it would be, I guess, quote unquote, easier to understand what happened or to kind of get a grasp on things. But I had no idea. And that 100% added on to the feelings that I was already having. I would often blame myself. Well, maybe if I did this, things wouldn't go in this way. Maybe if I would have stepped up and did this, or talked to my mom more, talked to my dad more, talked to my sister more. If I would have done this, maybe I could have prevented this. And even to this day, that's still something that I think about. And as a result, there have been relations that have been strained. I go from 30 years of talking to my dad every day to not. And that in and of itself was hard for me because I didn't know how to feel about that. And thank God I have been, my father and I have been on really good terms. And we want to be there for each other. There is zero doubt that I love him. And there is zero doubt that he loves me. He wants to be there for me. And I want to be there for him. We get one chance on this rock. One chance. I'm not going to go through my life hating somebody. I'm not going to go through my life saying, no, I'm not going to talk to him. Why? What's the point?
Well, I can tell you this. I don't know what happened. I'm not going to ask. I don't think it's really the public forum to put your private information out there to there.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this. People make mistakes.
Yes.
Shit happens in life. I don't think most people are malice. I think there are some malice people, but I don't think your father is someone that raises you to the age of 29 and says you're mom for 29 years. Doesn't sound like a malice.
He is a good man. He's a great man. Yes.
So hopefully you guys can get through that together and really focus on it because I don't think there's anything more important than family.
100%.
I have 4 sons, as you know, and I would do anything for them to talk to me. And I hope I don't ever get put in that position, but if I do, I hope they would understand.
I love my dad with all my heart. And if I could raise my future children the way that he raised me, I will be a good man.
So you have all this anxiety. You have all these things going on in your life. You're a digital marketer. You're great at what you do. There's no doubt about that. All of a sudden, about a year ago now, right, you spin off to the Vibe with Kai. Is that correct?
Yep.
And it's all about positive things.
Good vibes.
Positive vibes.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's kind of contradictory a little bit to someone that faces, because most people, they always are a glass half filled person.
Absolutely.
And you're a glass half filled person. You're it's filled. You're a positive guy. In the office, everywhere I see you, you're always, even with clients, you're trying to educate them. Like it's going to be we're going to grow this thing. Don't worry. Can you explain to me where this concept came from and positive vibe with Kai?
It's first and foremost, it's self-therapeutic for me, right? One of the biggest mistakes that people make when they see some of the stuff that I do or the things I talk about or the way that I am in meetings and things like that, one of the biggest mistakes that they think is that I'm always 100% happy, happy-go-lucky, things are great, hey, whoa, 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 woo, right? That's not the case. I have some good days, I have my bad days. The difference, though, is what are you going to do with that information? If you have a shit day, okay, you had a shit day. Now, what are you going to do about it, right? That's the way that I approach it. And yeah, it's easy for you to say that I'm a glass half filled guy, which is perfectly fine. But I'm actually the kind of person that's like, well, the glass may be half full, glass may be half empty, but people forget to realize that the glass can actually be refilled, regardless. That's how I view it, right? You can take anything that happens to you and grow and learn. That's what's most important.
You know, there's a lot of, I mean, we're going to talk about your followers. I think you're over 90,000, close to 100,000 followers.
Yeah, I'm about 6,000 away from 100,000.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, you know, and for all the viewers out there, no one could have ever sold me on TikTok. I mean, I'm still leery, but I see the product work and it isn't going anywhere. As you know, I thought it still would not be around today.
Yes,
I did not.
A lot of people felt that way.
And it's here. So I'll eat my own words, and it's growing fast. So
yes.
I eat.
How does it taste, Lance? How does it taste?
Listen, I'm a humble guy. I want to win so bad for my clients,
yeah.
I'll say I'm wrong with something.
Sure.
Like I'll never be like, oh, I'm fucking TikToks. I'm seeing the results it's getting for local business.
And I've seen you do that.
So if it works, it works.
Yeah.
I have no ego. I didn't think it would be here. I mean, I made the wrong call.
And it's not out of the realm of realization that you felt that way, because you're not the only person that felt the way. A lot of people did. There were times that I'm like, I don't think it's going to be here tomorrow. But one thing that I've realized with TikTok, there's just way too much money invested into that. There's way too many influencers on it. It's too much into the infrastructure. It's one of the fastest growing social media platforms of all time. The growth that it's seen over the last 6, 7, 8 months.
And it's getting results like no tomorrow.
100%.
I mean, and the majority of it is positive. So I think the reason why it's grown, and we're going to talk about that positive, and I know you want to help kids with anxiety and other men, and it's close to your heart. So we're going to talk a bit that, especially I have family members and friends of mine that are young that have anxiety issues. And, you know, I knock on wood all the time because I probably should be the biggest candidate for anxiety issues, right, with all the stress I have going. Right? So I probably should be.
You do a lot, yeah.
But with that being said, we're getting into that. But I think the reason why TikTok has truly honestly flourished, especially here in America more than anything, is there's really nothing negative on it.
So
I mean, even like no matter what side of the political aisle on, they make funny things out of everything. A lot of music, a lot Instagram on steroids with sexiness and dancing,
absolutely.
Right?
There's something for everybody. Literally, the main feed of your page is called the For You page. The FYP, the For You page. It is literally made for you. The things that you like, the things that you commented on, all of that, the videos that you spend time watching, all of that is taken into consideration by the TikTok algorithm. And then TikTok will put more videos out there, out on your For You page. So my feed is going to look completely different than yours, right?
Oh, I bet it is.
It's going to look completely different. It's completely different. But but with that being said, Lance, there is something for everybody. A big misconception about TikTok is that it's only for young people, and that is not true. I could not yell that and scream that loud enough. There is something for everybody, no matter what age you are. Yes, the majority of the people are younger on there, but I don't see any of that content.
No, you don't.
I don't see that.
But do you see all the positive? Yes. I've been spending hours on it now. So once I bought in, I've been doing research. I probably watched 100 of your videos. You're reviewing the Gilmore Girls, all this dumb shit, right?
I am. People love it, man.
And they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the likes. I'm like, oh my God, like, is this real life? You know?
Yeah, man.
But it is real life, right?
Yeah.
So it is. But I think TikTok's skyrocketing. Just correct me if I'm wrong, because of the content I've seen.
Yeah.
Whether it be political, non-political, sexiness, selling things, how-tos, whatever it is, it's positive 90% of the time on TikTok compared to Facebook and Instagram seems to be 90% negative.
Absolutely. There's a lot of divisiveness that you'll find on Instagram and Facebook, understandably so, because you're following your friends, your family, all of that. But once again, let me reiterate, on TikTok, the content that's being put out there is the stuff that you want to see, right? You may be seeing stuff from people that you don't necessarily follow. Right? On Instagram, the stuff that shows up on your feed are people that you follow. You've selected them, blah, blah, blah. TikTok, they'll take the stuff that you like, and then they will put more of it out there. So you're going to see that. If you want positivity, you're going to get positivity. If you want negativity, if you want that divisiveness, and you'll find it, it's there too. You just won't see. You just
Yeah, I
won't
didn't
see it if
come
you're not
across
into
that
it,
yet.
and
So-
that's a good thing.
So I haven't come across that
Yeah,
yet. And
yeah.
I probably spent, now no lie, in the last week, knowing
Yeah.
that you were coming on, probably a good 15 hours on TikTok.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
looking at different things. I truthfully, I mean, I guess if you call a Biden or a Trump funny musical ad, like, negative, then yeah, but outside
Right.
of that,
Right.
no, I didn't see the stuff I see on Instagram where people are screaming, I hate this side, or I hate this side, or the riots, or I didn't see any of that throughout
Right.
the feed.
I mean,
so I don't know if that's on TikTok or not, so I'm curious.
To
I didn't
clarify,
see any news.
yeah,
I didn't see any news.
there is news. There's
Okay.
definitely news. A lot of the news organizations like ABC, NBC.
Are people following it there on TikTok?
Yes.
You think?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, because what you're finding is what I'm finding on TikTok. If that's something that you are interested in, it shows up on your feed. A lot of the latest events you're going to see that. The riots that did take place. You're going to see a lot of first person accounts, people putting up on their
But
TikTok.
why would you want to see it on TikTok when it seems like such a happy place? I was in here laughing with the team yesterday.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
Yep.
So why would you put that? Because you
Yeah.
open up Facebook, Instagram, you could. I mean, I'm sure you feel this way sometimes too. You just want to throw your phone at somebody.
Oh, 100%. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But on TikTok, you have to. It works a little bit differently. It is out there, but it may not necessarily come your way. TikTok is huge. There's like a niche, and there's a
Their
department, all of
algorithm
that. Yeah.
works a lot different than Facebook and
100%.
Instagram. I was looking into. I know how Facebook, Instagram algorithm works deep. I was using TikToks, and it seems like it's a very. Once I start showing true interest, I don't have to follow you.
Yep.
I don't even have to like it.
Yep.
But if I watch more than 15 seconds, 30 seconds, I'm probably going to get more
You can start
content
getting
like,
more
that.
Absolutely.
And I never followed anyone yet
Yeah.
because I didn't want to, because I wanted to see if the algorithm would pick up what I was watching.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, and all my searches were just based off of For You, like you said, and I searched some things I just wanted to see what was there.
It takes all of that into consideration.
And so let's just break this down. You have 90. Why'd you pick TikTok? I'm just curious to why you picked TikTok because, as you know, I use Facebook and Instagram as my two main platforms. You use TikTok, and it seems like you're also now going to YouTube more.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it seems like that's going to be your two main plays.
100%. So
Okay.
TikTok for me, I was like you back in February, March, early March, before the quarantine started. I was like you. I knew TikTok was a thing. I knew young people were on it. I figured it's not really for me. I got bored one day in quarantine. Well, I just got bored, and I'm like, okay, let me re-download TikTok because there was some sort of video that went.
Think about the word reload down TikTok.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a believer
I
either.
wasn't. I really wasn't,
weren't a
dude,
believer.
at all. I'm like, this is dumb. And then I start scrolling through, and then here's what happened, Lance. I made one video, and like at the time, like 5 people liked it, 5 people that I didn't know, and I'm like, I think I'm famous, right? And so I'm like, well, let me make another one. Let me make another one, and then another one. And then what I realized is that I started getting this random following of just people
You didn't know.
from all over the world. Never met these people before in my life.
Where Facebook and Instagram, you really can't do that.
You're constricted to the people that you follow.
I get some because I'm verified, but
Right.
I mean, outside
Right.
of that, and I still don't get
Right.
the way people think. It's still,
Yeah.
they're you know what I'm saying? Not to
Yeah.
what you were saying. The algorithms are very different.
Yeah, my stuff was being put in front of people that didn't follow me, right? And they were like, "Oh, this is cool. I'm going to follow this guy." Right? And then that's when I start to feel the pressure. I'm like, "Oh, I think I need to start like actually like really thinking about what I'm putting out there because people are like following me and they're looking forward to the things that I have to say and the things that I feel and all that." And then it started growing and growing and growing. And what ends up happening, it's kind of like a snowball effect on TikTok. Once you have like a good community, and this is really important for small businesses because TikTok is great for building a small community, right? Once you have that community going of people, I call them my vibers, right? And then if all of my vibers start liking my videos, just like I know 100% no matter what video I put out, my vibers are always going to like that video. Now all of a sudden, the algorithm's like, oh, this video is popular. So they're going to start spreading out to other people, right? And then all of a sudden, my base is growing and growing little by little by little by little. And, you know, on March 15th, I had maybe 2 followers. It's October, and the end of October now, and I'm about to cross 100,000.
I mean, and that's amazing because I saw your interactions on your videos.
Yeah.
And I started picking other random people that I knew. I just went with their TikTok
Yeah.
account.
Mm-hmm.
And the interaction is insane. And everything you put out is positive, which I can appreciate.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because I think you're a complete psychopath if you're putting out negative stuff on social media. I'll say that to anybody on both sides. I say that to anybody.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Those people are out there. They're definitely out there.
I think I'm like, how does this help you in any way? But
Right.
that makes you feel better in a way.
Right.
But make a long story short, But most of it seemed positive. I saw the interaction. It seems there's a lot more interaction on
Yes.
TikTok than there is even on Instagram and Facebook, which I get a lot on my accounts.
Yes.
But it seems like for a small business, if you can come to TikTok, which we're going to get into,
Yeah.
with what we've been discussing,
Yeah.
and we're rolling here at One SEO. I have no problem saying we're rolling out here at One SEO. We're rolling out Shock IT.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for my wife's restaurant.
Yeah.
I
As
mean,
you should.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a no-brainer. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
what would you say to that business owner right now
Mm-hmm.
after you witness, because you're making money, you know other businesses that are making money. I've seen it. We'll get into that. I've
Yeah.
seen the revenue they're making.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What would you say to that small business owner? They got to look at TikTok and say, "Let me jump in here."
So, TikTok is the fastest growing social media platform. If you have the means to do it, aka a cell phone.
A cell phone.
A cell phone.
Come on.
Do it. It's not hard. And you don't have to worry about, this like big quality, productions that require a set and like hiring a cameraman and all that. No, you don't need any of that. Some of the most popular TikTok videos are the most simple ones. The most simple ones. I've seen small businesses out there, especially like restaurants. This is how you make a macaroni salad. 12,000 views. This is how you, or maybe it's HVAC. This is how you, this is how you can tell that you need to replace your furnace. 20,000 views, right? You can. There's something out there for you.
But the argument that people are going to make,
Yeah.
is those views don't turn to customers, and we're both going to say bullshit to that. I know. So I know where that's going.
Yeah.
Because you can track if people do go to your website, if people go to places, but most people don't. Number one.
Yeah.
But the brand equity that people are getting from it, they just don't understand, because everybody wants instant gratification.
Yes.
Because of your generation with
Sure.
Tinder, Grindr, Bubble,
Sure,
Uber
sure.
Eats,
Yeah.
Airbnb.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just how things are now. I mean, and most of those apps were made by people in the generations above me, or financed by it.
Definitely financed, probably not made.
Well,
That was just pop shot at me, calling me old. All right, I'll take that, Tyrus. I'll take that. I mean, do you think that TikTok's availability and accessibility to everyone is going to go down, or do you think it's just going to keep growing at the rate
it's going to grow. It's going to grow. I'll tell you this. I know there was a lot of fear over the last couple of months about whether TikTok was coming or going, and we're not going to get into that. But I can tell you this. It's not going anywhere. And it's fast growing, and you can reach out to people that you may not have thought would be interested in your product. Now, one of the big questions that people may ask is like, okay, well, I'm based in Bristol, PA. Why would I want my stuff seen by people in Los Angeles, California? Good point, right? That's when you want to make sure that you start, using the correct hashtags, like hashtag Bristol, PA, or hashtag Pennsylvania, hashtag Bucks County, things like that, where once again, TikTok will take that as part of the algorithm and put it in front of people that are also in that area.
Correct.
Right? So if anybody were to say to me, I don't think it's going to translate into business, then you're not doing it right. Because it's not always just about, okay, how is this one video going to turn into profit for me? No, it's about, okay, how am I going to introduce people to what I do and how I do it and how I can help them, and then funnel them down. Maybe that one video is like, hey, this is how you make a macaroni salad. Visit my website to learn more, or visit my website to or sign up for my newsletter, or things like that. And then look at that, you have them in your funnel now.
Well, the problem is this too, and people want immediate results. We talk about that. Consistency is key. I went through your stuff. You're consistently on it. The other people that are successful consistently, and people say to me all the time, you know how many leads we get here. We don't do any outbound.
Yeah.
Everybody comes here, right?
It's true.
100 plus employees. Everybody comes here. We don't have one salesperson cold call. That's highly unusual in a company like this.
Absolutely, yeah.
We don't do any networking events. We've been consistent on this show.
Yes.
We've been consistent with our social media.
Yes.
And you see our DMs and PMs every single day.
Every day.
It grows. I watched yours. It went like this. And it's consistency, but people can't get past this, Kairos. Why not? That's my question today. They just can't get past it.
They give up. It's a process. It's very rare that something like it's going to happen overnight, right? But with consistency comes trust. When people learn to trust what you're doing and trust what you're putting out there, then all of a sudden your trust factor amongst the community is going to grow and grow and grow and grow, right? Trust doesn't come overnight. It doesn't happen with businesses. It doesn't happen with relationships. It comes with time, right? And you have to stay patient. So one of the reasons why a lot of people stay here, they stay here because they stop right here. and they don't keep going and watch that gradual climb. And what you should be doing is, as you're watching that gradual climb, okay, now at this point you're like, okay, this is working, let's continue to do that. This isn't working, let's not do that. You're analyzing it from the get-go. You're not just like here and then like just letting it sit. You're growing and you're analyzing, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to grow from there.
Do you think, I love doing the Lions Den.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of it. I love my initials. Do you think a lot of people try and just make money and execute off it, but don't do the passion they love and talk about? Like, I feel like a lot of shit I watch is staged.
Right.
Like, instead of just two people kicking it like me and you are. Just
Yeah.
Listen, we have our notes here. We haven't gotten to them yet.
Yeah,
We haven't gotten to them
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
what people relate to the most is being genuine. People can see through the shit. People see through it, right? People aren't as dumb as you think they are.
no doubt.
Right? So if you're doing something that you really care about, if you're doing something where you can be genuine, people are going to latch onto that. The great thing about TikTok is that, and one of the reasons why small businesses should go on it is that the advertisements aren't really advertisements. It's not real. It doesn't come off as such, right? And you have this subliminal aspect. I mean, we could talk about the psychology behind marketing all day, but like you have this like one aspect to it that like, you are just building this trust with your audience, and then you get to grow, and then I can talk.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Tell me some reasons why a small business wants to use TikTok. Tell me why.
First and foremost, TikTok has already proven that it's here to stay, right? So it's already growing. So now what you want to do is you want to get ahead of the game. You don't have to hit a home run out of the park right off the bat, right? Join TikTok, try it out. Maybe you're just scrolling through, seeing what other people are doing. Just scroll through. Maybe you're posting up like one video a week of you doing what. It may not get a lot of views, but at least you're learning what's going on. So you should do that. Number two.
Can you reproduce content off of other social
I
media?
do it all of the time. All of the time.
I gave you a softball question.
Yeah. I see what you did there. Yeah, 100%. You can, and you should be, and companies should be doing that anyway, right? You make one piece of content, and then you can divvy that up into a blog, into a video, into blah, 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 all these other platforms. They should be doing that anyway.
And people don't realize you can take that content, no different than this. This was supposed to be a small business Saturday piece, and we're turning it into two pieces.
100%.
After we got to talk, and we're like, let's split it into the Lions Den and Small Business Saturday.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't have to be.
You should be doing a lot. What I see a lot of people, small businesses do online as well, is that they'll take, like, say they film like it's a 30-minute video. They'll take 30 seconds of it. Maybe it's a quote. Maybe it's it's 30 seconds of you talking about how TikTok is important. They put that up. Boom. All of a sudden you have a TikTok video, or you have a YouTube video, or you have whatever. They should be doing that anyway. The other really important thing about TikTok is that people log on multiple times a day. It's very rarely just once. I believe the stat that we have here is that 90% of the active TikTok users log on more than once a day.
It's addicting.
To be active on it.
It's addicting.
You're like, I'm gonna go on for a couple minutes. 3 hours later, you're like, oh, I got shit to do today. I got
Don't
to go.
use it while you're going to the bathroom.
No, don't. You'll be there all day.
Yeah. So what would you say? How would they use it though on a daily basis? If you had a small business, and Vibe with Kai became a business because you're getting paid. I always say this: once money's exchanged, it's become a business.
Absolutely.
So yours is very upbeat and funny, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yours is, which I like.
Yeah.
You know me. I like watching.
I want to keep it light. There's enough going on in the world right now.
So yeah, I always say, like, if I want something that's gonna get me upset, just turn the TV off.
Exactly right.
So how would I use it as a small business?
There's a lot of different things that you can do. If you are a business that creates things or helps people with things, you could do how-to videos. You can introduce your team. Like, for example, One SEO can do 100%. We can film our teammates talking about each other, or talking about ourselves, introducing ourselves, things like that. We can talk about the news. We can talk about stats. We can talk about things that relate to the audience that we're promoting. One of my favorite things that I see on there is before and after videos. So if you're a hair salon, this is the before. Boom, boom, boom. This is the after. People love that stuff. They love seeing the transformation of all of that. And then, but the other really, really important thing here is to tell your story. People want to hear what you have to say. They want to know why I should come to you and talk with you and take advantage of your services. If you can humanize yourself, people are going to be more likely to come work with you.
And I was doing research. It looks like Google's doing almost what Yahoo used to do years ago. Native ads, you really couldn't tell it was an ad.
Right. Yes.
Which I think is good and bad, but I do like that better than the Google copy, this is an ad, Facebook sponsor. And I do believe that will change due to whatever reasons. But for right now, a small business could really take advantage of that drastically.
So TikTok offers a lot of different things here, and the great things with TikTok ads is like you said, it's an ad, but it doesn't look like an ad. You're scrolling through your For You page, and then all of a sudden you're on a video, and you don't even realize it's an ad until you might look down, and at the bottom it says sponsored post. It's like, oh shit, there's an ad, right? But it's not like
it's not boom.
No,
so it's not like Google does it, Facebook does it.
Yeah.
So what I did, and this is really what sold me, so everyone understands that. We have certain verticals that we represent a lot more than others: e-commerce, healthcare, dentists, lawyers, HVAC, plumbers, roofers, right? So there are a core 10 auto dealerships, right?
Yeah.
So I just started hashtagging those names. Pop up.
Tons.
And you can target that.
Yes.
And you know what I said? There's a no-brainer. And then I saw the ads inside it. It doesn't seem that. So I'm like, where can you get that in this day and age? The look that it looks so organic.
It's organic. It's easy to do. You don't once again. You don't have to go out and hire all of this big stuff. You can do it from the comfort of your store. And I know that a lot of people will hatch onto that because I know a lot of people are maybe sometimes hesitant to have people from outside sources come in to film or do things because of what's going on in the world right now, right? But you can do it with your own stuff. And it'll look fine, and it'll look just like the rest of the stuff on there and be an ad and targeted.
You're about ready to hit the 100,000 mark.
Yeah, man.
So you're going to get to the next level of pay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So a small business isn't thinking like you as an influencer. You went into this, you kind of just fell into you.
Yeah.
You got a great personality. You're good looking. You're charismatic.
Oh, stop it, Lance. Thank you.
So you have these. And here I'll ask this for the ladies out there. I mean, are you single?
I am. My mom doesn't like that fact. She wants some more grandchildren. I'm working on it, Mom. I'm working on it.
Did you ever? I heard there was a rumor out there, and I'm going to ask you point blank. Did you date an influencer?
I did. I dated an influencer. I will never do that again.
Really?
No. Because here's the funny part. And I should have saw this coming. Here's the thing. When you date an influencer who documents their entire life all day, every day, that's great, except for when you break up. Because they document the breakup as well.
She didn't Taylor Swift you, did she?
Oh, she Taylor Swift me, 100%.
You didn't say take it down?
No. You know why?
I'll
tell you why. You want to know why, Lance?
Why?
Because I got followers out of it.
You're a maniac.
I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin. Got an extra 2,000 followers that day that she posted that thing. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
If you weren't good looking, you might have got negative followers.
Maybe it's the smile.
So, TikTok went to a self-platform. They're trying to follow the Facebook model, Instagram model, where most businesses see no success doing it themselves. As you know, we're a Facebook partner, Instagram partner. Do you think? I know TikTok has a few partners out there. Yeah. What do you think about them having the self-model of the platform so far to run their own ads?
I think it's great. And one thing that small businesses need to understand is that no matter what platform you're using, you can't just think, okay, I'm going to put this one ad out there and it's going to save me for the rest of my life or for the rest of the quarter, whatever your goal is for that time period. Everything that you do, no matter, and I'm going to talk more general here because this is a common misconception that I hear all the time from some people. When you build out an ad, the ads on social media, they work hand in hand with the stuff that happens on PPC, SEO. All of that stuff works hand in hand because most of the time on social media, people don't go to social media to find a plumber. People don't go to social media. They can, but they don't. No. If you want to find a plumber, what do? You go on Google. You go on Bing.
91% of home services, all that stuff starts on Google.
Right. But social media is a vital touch point for those people. Right? So if somebody may see one of my ads, and I know you talk a lot about this when you go out and do talks about the sales path, right?
Absolutely.
So when somebody may see my ad, and then maybe they're at a stoplight, they're on their phone, they see my ad, they're like, oh, that's interesting, but they can't fill out a form right then and there, so they put it away. So what do? They go home, they go on Google, they type in something, boom, they're here with the PPC ad. They visit the website. All of a sudden, you got remarketing out the wazoo. You got it on Google, you got it on Bing, you got it on Facebook, you got it on Instagram. You got all this remarketing going, right? All of that stuff is part of your comprehensive ad strategy. It's never, ever, ever just one ad that's going to just do it all for you. Whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, it's not going to work for you. It might work every now and then, but that's not a good way to go about it.
I'm not a big fan of the maintenance because I think a lot of people don't know how to use them. Yeah. They don't know how to track it. They don't know what their ROI. and they say the product doesn't work for me.
Right.
And we know these products work.
Yes.
I mean, I've been through some of the small businesses
Yeah.
results now with you and some of the national results, and they're amazing.
Yes. Yes.
So, like, I'm a believer. Like,
Yes.
there's no turning back for me on TikTok.
Right.
As no matter how far into I go. I think it's hard when you're doing all these different things to
Yes.
master every single platform.
Right. Right. And
But you should still have some presence there.
100%. You know what TikTok? You know the ad that you put out there. It may not lead directly to a lead or to a conversion for you. It may not lead
On
directly
TikTok.
on TikTok. But if somebody sees your video and visits your website, all of a sudden they are now entered into every funnel that you have set up. Thank you, TikTok.
And not if you don't even go to my website. If you have browsing cookies being saved, everything else, it's going to show when you
Yes.
go to your next platform, Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, all these other things. So you really, really, really have a better shot of putting content on TikTok. Now, here's a question for you. As you can help recruit employees here on TikTok
Yes.
too by showing your personality, your culture.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Because employees are in demand right now. Even
Yes.
though unemployment, but we know service-based businesses, even digital
Yeah.
agencies like ours, even though so many went out of business during
Yes.
this year.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people decide to go freelance. It's
Yes.
hard to find. It's very hard to find great talent in this industry.
Yes, absolutely.
So can you tell me how you can use TikTok to recruit?
You can show behind the scenes footage of who you are and what you do, because ultimately at the end of the day, like, yeah, you may have a great opportunity, maybe it's great pay, sure, but you're going to go to work at a place that you feel comfortable at. You know, you can get an offer for $100,000 at a place that you don't like the people, or you can get an offer for 70,000, but the culture is fantastic with a high upside. And people see that because that's what you're putting out there on TikTok. People can see that. If you can showcase that, people might take that a lower offer because they see the culture there. You can highlight that. You can showcase that.
100%.
Yeah.
So, just so everyone out there, this is mostly geared to small businesses, and we have some national clients, but mostly we deal with small, mid-sized businesses. Only about 10% of our revenue comes from national clients, which we've always said to people very transparent.
Yeah.
Give me like an example
Yeah.
of someone you think is a small business and doing it right, and why.
Absolutely. There's one.
Might as well give them a shout out, make them feel good. Look at the camera.
Listen, vintage stock reserve. I don't know if you're watching this right now, but I want to give you a shout out because the Vintage Stock Reserve, two guys that were friends since high school, decided to get together and sell recycled clothing online. They have 1.7 million followers on TikTok. 1.7 million followers for their e-com platform that just sells recycled clothing.
Unbelievable.
Recycled clothing. And they've been around for a year, 2 years, 1.7 million. All they do on their TikTok is like every single video that they put up, they go through the clothes that they have and talk about, oh, this is why this one's important. This is where this one came from. This is what we do. It's showing behind the scenes, telling their story. This is who we are. This is how we grew. People latched onto that because it humanized them. It talked about who they are. And people were like, oh, that's a journey that they went on. I can go through that same journey too.
And TikTok has made people buy so much stuff on TikTok's platform that there's actually a an actual hashtag. I couldn't believe it. TikTok made me buy. TikTok
Yes.
made me buy. Made me buy.
I would
It will
not-
show you videos.
Yes.
And people are dancing and showing.
Absolutely.
TikTok made me buy this. TikTok, like almost like a package reveal.
Absolutely. And one of the things, I would not
It's
be
amazing.
surprised if at some point in the next 6 months to 12 months, TikTok rolls out some sort of e-com side of things.
Almost like Facebook.
Just like Facebook and Instagram, right?
Okay.
I would not be surprised if they rolled something out because TikTok has had such a big influence on shopping, on music, on like they're bringing like there's Fleetwood Mac is trending right now. Why? Because one guy was skateboarding down the highway listening to a Fleetwood Mac song, and all of a sudden Fleetwood Mac, their sales once again just took off because of that one 15-second
Cranberry
video.
juice sales.
Exactly.
They bought him a truck.
Exactly. Yes.
So who else a small business would you say?
Yeah, so there's actually an up-and-coming one. Her name is Andrea Lee Designs. Andrea Lee Designs, she has about 12.7 thousand followers. She's fairly new, but one thing the reason that I'm pointing her out is because she is growing fast, like sooner rather than later. right? What she does is she makes rugs, like those like doormats that you put in front of like your home or your apartment. And the growth that I seen her go through, her and her husband go through, I think it was last month I looked at it, maybe like 1,000, 2,000, and all of a sudden I look at it recently, it's up to 12,000. It's like that.
They're producing content.
All they're doing is showing, okay, this is how we make this. This is how we make this.
A how-to.
That's all it was. That's all it was.
On a national level, who jumps out at you?
My favorite is Chipotle. I am a huge Chipotle.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Chipotle is killing the game right now, and their stuff is just simple. But you can look at any big brand right now. Definitely Chipotle. The NBA is doing a pretty damn good job. NFL is doing a good job. Like the sports side of things are doing pretty good. Nike is doing well. What they do is they'll take their commercials and just shrink it down to a 15-second video, effective and useful.
And you told me the other day San Diego Zoo does pretty well.
San Diego Zoo does great, yeah. Well, there's a lot of zoos out there that people love cute animals. So like all you have to do is put up a cute animal, cute giraffe or cute little koala bear, and all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, and then they share it, and then all of a sudden it blows up.
So realistically, a small business, they didn't take Facebook serious for years. You'd agree to that?
Right, I agree. Mm-hmm.
They didn't take Instagram serious. I still believe a lot of small businesses don't take Instagram serious.
Yes.
You know, because let's be realistic. Probably of our ad spend, by far the majority is Google, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two is Facebook.
Yes.
Instagram's number three.
Yeah. To be honest, I would even put Instagram over Facebook at times in regards to e-commerce.
No, I'm saying our clients spend.
Yeah.
And the majority of people are just spending.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
yes. Mm-hmm.
And TikTok, is getting a lot of resistance from small businesses.
Yes.
I think that's going to be a mistake.
I understand. Can I look into this camera?
Yeah.
I understand why you would be scared to jump on this platform. Why? Because it's something that you may not understand, right? And that I totally get that. But just because you may not understand it doesn't mean that it's not going to be useful for you. It may not be useful for you, but you should give it a shot. You don't have to hit a home run right off the bat. Go on, give it a shot, try it, and you may surprise yourself. You may put up a video of how to do this, and all of a sudden it blows up, and all of a sudden you're starting getting traffic to your website, and you're like, where's this traffic coming from? You'll know where it's coming from. Give it a shot, try it, just like you do with any other platform, any other thing, any other business venture or plan that you put together. Give it a shot. I promise you, TikTok is growing fast, and it could be very useful for you.
You went through all these challenges with anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
You still have challenges.
Mm-hmm.
You have a big heart.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good man. What would you say to a young Lance Bachmann out there, or any kid that is dealing with anxiety, that feels he has to be the best athlete, be the best teacher, student, whatever it may be, their challenge? I'm sure other things give people anxiety also, right? Probably. I know public speaking used to give me anxiety.
Sure.
Now it doesn't at all. You see me, I jump right up. Hey!
Yeah.
What would you say to that person? Because anxiety and depression is a serious thing.
Absolutely. 3 things. 2 of which I have tattooed on my body. On this arm, I have respira, which is Spanish for breathe. Breathe. One of the things that I do every morning is I do breathing exercises. I just sit there and
You look like you built. Let's show the viewers your tattoo. I got no problem with that.
Man.
Take the shirt off.
Here we go.
You look like you're in shape. Ladies, here we go.
Here
we
we
got
go.
cars. Let's
this is how you get views, baby.
this is how you get views right here. Well, there we go. Take it all off,
There
Kyrie.
we go, right?
There we
All right,
go.
here we go. So this one right here says respira, right? Which means breathe. Just breathe.
Okay.
Right? On this arm, and this is one of my favorites. Here we go. On this arm right here, paciencia y fe, which is Spanish for patience and faith. Breathe. Patience and faith. Those are 2 things. The third thing that I would say, I am the one thing in life I can control. There's only so much that you can do about other people. You can control you. So if I was talking to a young Lance Bachmann, if I was talking to a young me, if I was talking to anybody, even the people that might be listening right now that may be going through some stuff, because we've all gone through some stuff,
Absolutely.
right? You can control you. Focus on that. Learn from yourself. Acknowledge how you feel. Don't be afraid of it. Grow. Keep going up. You survived 100% of your worst days.
For everybody out there watching that is fighting with depression, anxiety, I'm always a true believer. Yes, this is a marketing show. Yes, this is about business. But you got to also care about people, too. Yes. If you saved one person today, Kyrus, it was worth you being here, brother.
It's all worth it, man. It's all worth it. One person is all it takes.
You got the final roar.
Yeah.
What are you saying to every small business owner out there right now that's debating, not debating, do I do TikTok or not? What's your final word to that small business owner?
Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Go for it. Give it a shot. Just like any other platform that you're considering going on, whether it's digital, maybe it's traditional, maybe it's radio, maybe it's TV, no matter what it is, take a look at it, give it a shot. You don't have to put millions of dollars into it. Put up a video. Look up information. Talk to us. We have people here that can talk to you, give you some tips and tricks on what to do and to just try it. Give it a shot. See what happens. Look at your analytics, because I know you're a numbers guy. Look at the numbers behind it, and then be like, oh, okay, I think I see some potential here. And then from there, once you look at the numbers, it's all out the window from that point.
The numbers are what sold me.
Yeah.
The numbers, the dollars, the views, the likes, the brand. It sold me.
Yeah, man.
I started researching it more and more. It sold me. Kairos, I want to thank you so much for being on the Den and this edition of Small Business Saturday, which will be one piece of content broken up into two. I think Kairos' story is such an amazing story. Special human being, hard team member here at One SEO, and he's done so much to help people follow his journey. And it's rare you see somebody willing to put themselves out there like that. And obviously, I have the utmost respect for you. And I think you're one of the best social media experts in the country. And we're thankful to have you here on the Den. And I'm thankful to have you here at One SEO, part of our family. So thank you, Kairos.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love the opportunity that you've given me and other people. It means a lot.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to follow me at Lance Bachmann on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me on Facebook at Lance Bachmann Digital. And every Thursday we drop a new podcast. Don't forget to listen to it. We're giving out great content. And remember this is the time to build your business right now. Let's effing go, everybody.